Hey, what is good, everybody? My name is C.
And my name is Notion.
Welcome to episode 13 of Bad Habits, the podcast. 13. I was about to say, how do we say it in Australia? You beat me to it.
13, say 13.
13. Got a tattoo of a 13.
Yeah, episode 13. Welcome. How you
Not bad.
going?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. You know, thunderstorms. We got nice and wet today, so we're having a good time.
You had them too, eh? You guys have been
We need some rain, so it's welcome. It's all right to have a...
I respect that. It's the good thing about them, not that I want to make this a weather podcast, you know what I'm saying? Weather habits, sun habits. So we just talk about our gardens and the weather patterns. It's cool because the shit comes, it'll fuck everything up, and then it'll like...
Peace.
It kind of just cruises off, like it just dips. So
Summer rain's pretty nice, so yeah, been good, man. What
good.
have you been up to over that side?
Man, we've been, I was about to say chilling, not really chilling. Lots of client work, working on some new music. Doing the beer stuff. It's always it's non-stop, man. I really been I want to go like to a cottage sometime. Probably not this month because we got this client campaign that's kind of wild, but next month I would like to go somewhere and just disconnect for a weekend or something because I'm losing my mind. I need like a break. And normally we travel.
Man, the last like week and a half has been go. I know I just said I'm chilling too, but when I mean chilling, I mean like I'm busy every fucking day.
Yeah, you're wild. You're extra busy.
Hey,
man.
There's a few extra things that come along. So, yeah, just,
good.
I feel you, dude. Yeah, everyone needs a little reset.
That's it. You got to be grateful at a time like this that we're busy and not
absolutely
like waste man busy, but we're actually got shit going on. Like,
yeah,
man's is blessed. Of course, right here with me, I had Dad in the building. What up? Oh, let me give him some air horns, some British air horns. Give me some. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. Man's coming through. Also, I got to shout out from the beginning. We got the merch, yo. So we did this. Look at that. I wore this in a high season video, and Bassam said that is the most perfect T-shirt for you. I'm like, yeah, well, he didn't know it was merch. So this was designed by Joshua Telfer, who's done most of my album covers. He did the black one just there. This is all I know. My first album. He did a lot of my other stuff as well. Josh designed this logo for us. Obviously, two brothers own, with this, and I guess me, you, and Tiff as well, being the Canadian
that's cute.
in the squad.
Really
but, two Aussies in Canada. Got the TMF logo on the back. The link is in the description. Basically, we use a company. This was like the test run. We don't stock merch like we used to. This is like a drop printing type of thing. You don't make much off these things at all. It's literally single digits you make. It might be somewhere between $5 and $10 at most. We don't have control over the price or anything like that. I'm testing out this one website called TeePublic where I did this one. I got two designs up. I got this one and just the classic logo tee. Basically, it just seems to be a better option. I'm fairly happy with it. I'm going to still look at a few others to see if there's anything better. We use another one called Teespring for our BAOS merch, which is mostly cool. The only problem with these things, they just take forever to get there. That's the only problem. Like, it might take 4 to 6 weeks, but I think it's partially because of the shipping delays from COVID and all the borders being closed and all that bullshit. So anyway, if you're interested in the merch, this is the latest stuff we've got. We're going to do some more designs. I don't know about how this is like off the cuff shit. I'm more interested in fashion lately than I have been. I think, I've been throwing ideas at you for different things because I just decided I changed my Instagram to make it more music focused rather than beer and separated it. So in my head, I've been really trying to like up my drip. You know what I'm saying? Man's trying to get on the drip.
I've got no fucking clothes. I just started buying a couple.
Good.
Last time I bought some shit, it was like, crew necks and hoodies, but that's not that season.
No.
So
it will be soon enough.
Ready for the next one.
Same. I've been buying a bunch of hoodies and crew necks too. I actually got one today. And it's I can't wear none of them because I'm sweating in this damn T-shirt.
Unfortunately, we have, more months of cold than not. So that's, I guess we're over-prepared. We're just, jumping the gun, man.
We're going to be dripping in a fall, fam.
All the time.
I like the idea of doing drops for TMF and for BOS. If we put together merch that we actually pre-sell beforehand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we get some designs, you advertise on social, and go, once we get whatever the minimum run is for somewhere we find doing it.
Right.
Like, not the way we're doing it now, because this is just stuff we can always have up there. People can buy stuff whenever, and we don't make any money from it, but it's also zero hassle. So that's why you don't make much money. If we do it the other way, we could actually, like we used to, and when you used to work at the hat store, you were able to actually hand stitch different colorways on hats, so we sold them at shows, and they flew. I don't think we never had. They were the first thing to sell because we sold them at a reasonable price. Yeah. But we sold them at a reasonable price because you got them so cheap, and we weren't greedy with the cash. We just wanted people to wear them, right?
Exactly. People to support that.
So we could do the same if we felt like getting some sick designs. Like talk to Josh who did this for us and be like, let's do some designs, whether it's whatever. It's just a hat and a t-shirt or a hoodie, or maybe not tank tops because it's probably missed that boat. But you feel me? Like, and we actually do some real sick one-off, never to be done again, special design. We do 24 or something like that. Like, I don't know how you feel about that, but I've been thinking about that a little bit lately.
Sure, I'm down.
All right, I love it. If anyone is interested...
One-off is cool.
Yeah, I kind of like just something sick that sort of represents... Like, this is a dope design that sort of like can represent... It's very specific. It represents TMF because that's our kind of like alternate logo, I guess.
Any Australian in Canada would want that shirt.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it sort of appeals to more people, and then hopefully, bringing in more people through the music, through the podcast, through Ill Note, through all the other different avenues, and hopefully people decide, this is some cool ass shit that people can wear. That just looks dope, and like we can pick high quality.
Syncs to us at the end of the day.
Yeah, it still comes back, but like it's stuff that people would be happy to wear at any time. That's sort of not overly branded. It's just like dope.
Nice design.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a brewery sweater today, like a crew neck jumper, and from Masorum. My friend picked it up. Shasta Paul. He went and got that shit for me, and it's like they did it on a Champion sweater and it's all like embroidered, like. It's like in that baseball style type of thing, but it's all embroidered. It looks,
awesome.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, and it looks so sick. So I was like, yo, man, I saw that today, and I was like, fuck, I really want to start doing some cool shit like that for our brands and stuff. It's just interesting. I think people seem to like those small level drops, like totally small runs, nothing crazy. You sell them, and then we don't have to keep stock. Everyone gets their thing, bam, bam, bam. So anyway,
I dig it, bro.
That was a bit of a drip detour. Oh, that's a good name for it?
Drip detour, I like that.
I'll write that down just in case. So we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. I know you got some topics to kind of throw at me on some surprise tip, which is my favorite part. I love that. I think you said you had a couple things.
Let's have a gaze.
Even if you don't have to start with that. So do you know what we will start with? So you can look for that. This Thursday, August 6th, is the next Verzuz battle.
Yes.
2 Chainz versus Rick Ross. So that's an... What do you reckon? What do you reckon about that?
That's a pretty interesting matchup. I wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't have
never have picked that one.
I wouldn't have thought of that by myself. That's a really good combo. They're both notable. They've both been around for a long time. As we know, 2 Chainz was formerly Titty Boy, or some people might not know.
Yeah.
But he was signed to Ludacris's
DTP,
Disturbing the Peace.
Yeah.
And that's just really funny that he's just, I don't know, I think it's a great matchup because they've both got slappers, but I think it's almost kind of like the other ones. You can tell who's going to win, but it's going to be fun.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Yeah. I think
no, you well explained that shit perfectly. With 2 Chainz, whilst his music is more of the clubby shit that kind of isn't totally in our vibe, totally, I like his like flows, and he has an interesting way of delivering stuff, so like I definitely fuck with that. I also really love
it has a good fun factor.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like drips, and he's just entertaining to watch, even if I don't love his bars. Sometimes he's got some clever stuff. It's he
does have dumb shit too, so
right. But he's a mainstream dude in a way that Rick Ross isn't, and that's why I was like, oh, that's an interesting matchup, because like people like say someone like Tiff, she knows 2 Chainz more and doesn't really fuck with Rick Ross, but I feel like it's one of those things where like the rap heads, like we fuck with Rick Ross. I'm like, oh, he's got no chance against Russ. Like that's my immediate thought. But 2 Chainz has way more hits. Like way more hits. I would imagine just like we thought that Snoop had on paper, or at least on my head until you sit there and hear the songs side by side. I would imagine that because Rick Ross has more cultural influence, I would say, over the sound. He's got that luxury rap shit, that those
very true, the high end shit.
Justice League production,
the whole team.
Oh, Tiff's like, what? I fuck with Rick Ross heavy. I love luxury rap. Sorry, man. I just thought maybe it wasn't Tiff. Is it you, Daddy? Doesn't fuck with Rick Ross?
Yeah, I don't really listen to his music a lot.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Probably was me.
I apologize, Tiffany. I apologize sincerely.
Come on, man. That's funny.
My bad. I'll leave it up for a bit. But so maybe we were talking about it the other day, and you didn't fuck with him so heavy. But do you like 2 Chainz, though?
I like 2 Chainz, but it's like Rick Ross has big songs, but only a couple. But then 2 Chainz has quite a few big songs. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with either of them too much, but it's like, I think I do prefer 2 Chainz out of the both.
That's fair, because he's got just more of a mainstream presence, and he's got features on some crazy joints, even his own stuff. He's got some slappers, but like he's got the like Mercy, the Kanye joint, which is huge.
Big Amount featuring Drake. That's one of the
Which
best.
one?
Big Amount.
It was his song featuring Drake.
It's one of the best Drake verses I've ever heard. It's really good.
On the top of my head, I can't think of that shit. Because I guess I'm not really like following like that, but I'm sure we're just like not. If we actually, you know what? Can you Google just some of like? So you can take a sip of water and just stop you drinking water. Never deny a man water. You know that drill.
Never.
See if there's maybe some 2 Chainz, like some of the songs he's featured on, like some shit. But yeah, I think he's just
find a good Titty Boy song too.
A good I didn't. Was there?
Yeah, I don't know if there was one, but I want to hear one.
I want to hear one. Do you know what? I do fuck with 2 Chainz because one, he made it in that at 36 years old. And
yeah,
for
and
us,
he had to reinvent himself again.
Yeah, and like I don't know, something about that to me is super dope because I feel like hip hop is a genre that's big on ageism, and I'm not into that because we're in our 30s. And I feel like just because someone's it is period, but I feel like ageism is whack, particularly in this. Like, if you haven't. If you you know what, anybody over 30 almost their voice is devalued to a degree, but someone like 2 Chainz is cool as fuck to me for that. Same as Griselda, dudes are in their mid to late 30s. They only just kind of blew up now, and I love that. I think that means there's a lot of potential. So definitely 2 Chainz, but then Rick Ross is like, you know, his big feature I guess was Devil in a New Dress, the Kanye joint from my
also that Aston Martin music with Drake too.
Drake, huge. That was the other one. He had a couple other joints that were just big singles. Did Aston Martin music, was that the one with, I think it was Chrisette Michele, or there was one with like a big female feature?
Somebody, I forget, I don't think it was credited in the actual title.
No? Okay.
The one we forgot, Fucking Problems by A$AP Rocky.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's like his biggest feature.
That's
like his biggest feature.
So that's going to be massive. So, I mean, in and out, he's going to play that. He's definitely going to play that.
If we didn't get Dan to get that, we would have been surprised as fuck on the thing. Which is also... I forgot about that song.
Same, I totally forgot
about it.
That shit slaps, too.
That's going to be a jam.
See, I bet there's probably a bunch.
Thursday, eh?
Yeah, Thursday, 8 p.m. Hang on, I wrote it down. Yeah, 8 p.m. Thursday, Eastern.
Yeah,
so, it's going to be interesting, though, I think. It's going to be just like on paper, DMX and Snoop is like a pretty terrible matchup. I still don't think it was optimal. But
definitely, it was fun, though.
It was way more entertaining than we thought. So, I mean, we'll be back next Monday talking about this shit. But I'm looking forward to it. And then what are the other people? Are there any other features there that you've seen? If it's not, this
Upper Echelon with Travis Scott.
Okay. Travis Scott.
Oh, right. There is a bell.
No, there's not really ones that I really reckon. Not too many big songs.
Okay, so he's
as a feature anyway.
But he's got a look how many features. Like, this is huge.
Yeah, it's
definitely solid. Probably like 50 to 100 there. There was another one. The Twitter timeline was going wild over. Fuck, who was it? There was a Chris Brown and Usher. Did we talk about that last week or was that this week? Does that sound familiar? No,
not really.
We brushed on it.
We brushed on
last week, yeah.
Okay, because people were just talking about it and they were like mad slandering, like
Chris Brown.
Yeah, for the most part, because most people know like it's not even
He's cancelled. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's that, but I guess because he, in comparison to Usher, there's a solid decade difference in when they were when they started.
As far as primes,
yeah, and like Usher's been doing all sorts of shit forever. I feel like they're two dudes who make like we did talk about this I think because we're talking about like Chris Brown. No, Usher's been doing more pop centric stuff, whereas Chris Brown's is sort of that more main like how do you describe like modern day R&B stuff where Usher just went like straight kind of pop for a bit. So it's like just because they can both dance really well doesn't necessarily make it an even one. I swear.
What about like Usher and JT?
They will talk about that too. We'll talk about that. I feel like that's still there's the decade difference, unless you go in the NSYNC bag, and that's a whole other story. So if he's cool to do that, I can't see why not. Because like Jadakiss was playing songs from the Lox as a group.
That's true.
And I think other people who were in groups were playing.
Everybody's been playing their features or their best of shits.
Or their group. It was more like the group I was thinking. Like, do you think it's fair
Right.
that, like, say if JT played NSYNC songs, do you think that's? I guess it's got to be fair because then he would.
Because he's usually the lead in those anyway. But yeah, that's a good point.
He was like the main dude for most of the time. So I feel like they got some slappers that that he could come through with that. So actually, I didn't think about. I was just thinking his solo career. I think he actually is a better matchup than it kind of sounds.
Yeah.
Immediately, I could fuck with that. The only other one I thought for Usher would be
Let's make it happen, mate.
God damn it, let's do it.
Get him on the
Swiss,
fucking blower.
Timbo.
Let's sort it out.
Stop fluffing around. I can't remember who else I saw. The only other one I thought was Mary. Mary versus Usher would have been good. It's just because like it'd be cool to see Mary. I don't know who else you could go up against. Oh, yo, they were talking about Mariah Carey. That's who it was. And they were like, they got someone for her because people were trying to say Mariah versus Whitney, and somebody would just play Whitney close to her would play Whitney stuff. But they said, I think he was saying, this is what now it's all coming back to me. He was like, Timberland was like, yo, this sounds good. And he posted the Mariah versus Whitney, and they actually had all 20 songs listed out.
Damn.
And he was like, this is good, but we've got something else in mind. Then he put the eyes emoji and he tagged Jermaine Dupri. So at first I was like, oh, he's going to put against JD? That doesn't make sense. But then I think what they're saying is Janet Jackson, because JD was dating her. What do you think about that? Mariah versus Janet.
Jesus fuck.
That could be kind of cool, eh? I feel like that, even though voice, like,
range?
Yeah, range. I don't want to say quality, that's not fair, but like, vocal ability, that's what I'm looking for. Is very different because Mariah is like elite, upper echelon. I feel like the legacy, the level in the industry they're at, the number of hits, even though obviously Janet's doing more kind of pop hits and Mariah's doing pop hits, but they're mostly ballad. But then she came through with the fantasy. Was it Fantasy? Was the album called? The album with Fantasy on it. Was it called that?
No idea, mate.
Anyway, that album with all of those would always be my baby. I think it had
Daydream.
Thank you. And you had a different name.
Boom.
So that album, thank you, Dan.
Nice one, Dan.
Coming through with the saves. All of that album was like super popular. Then she shortly after did the Honey remix that we were talking about the other week. Shit like that. So I feel like there's and then Heartbreak or Heartbreaker, or whatever it was called. And then the remix that had the Ain't No Fun sample and had Missy. The OG had Jay. Like Mariah's got some like it's not only power ballads. Like, and I'm sure Janet has. Like Janet could come through and play the Keedron remix of If that kind of brought her back into the thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
Right? It's crazy. I feel like that would be a real interesting one. I like the idea of Mariah Janet. And now you mentioned the Usher JT is I feel like that could work.
More sizable.
Yeah, but I feel like that was like the culture talking, where now Timberland was talking Mariah. So I feel like that seemed more likely to actually happen. So look, quarantine ain't going nowhere for now. So it looks like these are going to keep happening.
Yeah.
One of our favorite breweries here in Montreal, Pub Brewski, just posted today they had a COVID case in over the weekend, so they're closed down for the week. Shouts to them for doing the right thing and closing. But point being, the shit ain't fucking over, guys. Where we're from in Melbourne, Australia, shit went to what's it called? Stage 4 lockdown, which is now there's a curfew. They're not allowed out after 8 p.m. in the evening. 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. They're not allowed out. You're not allowed further than 5 kilometers from your home. Only one person per day is allowed to go out to get essentials. And in your area, if you can't get it within 5Ks, then kind of tough shit. It's pretty serious. Schools are cancelled. And also I thought it was dope. They're bringing, so just because that's Melbourne, then the problem was everyone in Melbourne fucked up. They got too excited. Everything was chilling there. And then mans went out and having house parties and all of that. And then they come in and then they're bringing it back to the people. So that's super trash. So now it's made it worse for them. But because all the students now have to go back to remote learning, they're making all of Victoria, which is the state Melbourne's in, for those who don't know, all have to go and do remote learning so that it's equal, so that they're not in school when the Melbourne kids are at that, just to keep everything equal. Right, and for the first time since the Spanish flu, so 100 years, they've closed the New South Wales-Victoria border.
Damn.
It's crazy, right? Which is a river, so New South Wales is where Sydney is, for people who don't know, and it's like right above Victoria, and there's a river called the Murray, which is essentially the border, and I guess there's only bridges across it, and they're all guarded. So I was trying to explain to Tiff, like, how? She's like, how do they even police you're not allowed to bring fruit? Do you remember that shit from back in the day?
Fruit?
Remember when we used to visit? When we visited Jane and we went up, and you can go by the Murray, and you can there's like checkpoints because it's a river.
Remember that shit? Yeah.
Yeah, there's all these signs that says you're not allowed to bring fruit over the border.
Interesting. No, I don't remember that.
Because they were
getting stopped and stuff, and they were checking everything.
Yeah, because they can fine you if you had like an apple in your bag or some shit. Like
Jesus Christ.
So they're pretty strict already. So that I don't think it was a big deal for them to just lock that shit down. So
yeah, they're not playing out there.
Nah. So point being, guys, stay the fuck home or wear a mask if you're outside. Avoid it all. Everyone, like, I don't know. We've been behaving. We don't go nowhere. The only person we see in real life is Dan, and he's super careful. It's because we're all working together anyway. I don't know. I want things to go back to normal, so fucking be smart.
There you go.
Bunch of cunts.
There's the PSA, mate.
That's the PSA.
That's the PSA.
Do you have some shit that you found along the week?
Yeah. So I took some screenshots of things here. Let's write them down.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. So
I had.
Talk to me.
So did you hear about Movado dissing Drake?
Yes, let's talk about that. Good one.
That's
Good one.
Weird.
So
So here's apparently what happened. I'm literally reading from like Hip Hop DX's caption. I think it's what it was. Basically, yeah, Drake and Movado were close friends before Drake started linking with Popcorn and eventually signing the Unruly Boss to OVO Records. Sources around the internet claim that Drizzy and Movado had a falling out over some funds the rapper donated to construct a library in Jamaica, Kasafa piece that never happened. Neither Drake nor Movado had ever confirmed the reports or speak on why they're no longer friends. Nevertheless, it's pretty clear that Drake burned that bridge to the ground as evident in his raps. And then he says, he's quoting, M-words want a piece like Kavasa, but we let bridge
cassava. It's called
like grubber. Oh, cassava? Sorry.
Cassava, it's like a fruit.
Okay, word. And then we let the bridge burn like grubber. Boy foot eclipse and one in the heady. Hand nose shake, man. Hold that steady. Your man. Yeah, so anyway, it goes on from 8 more bars.
So Drake did that in the Only You freestyle that we talked about last week with Heady.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. And then Movado responds in his new track, Enemy Line. And then he's basically saying that he's talking about,
it's not completely patois. I thought it was. I was trying to tell Tiff, I'm like, I don't want to read out patois to you.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm going to fuck this right up. And
it becomes pretty straightforward.
He's just saying that don't play around. This is my shit.
Fuck you would never be you said you'd never be a yard man or something like that. You'd never be a Jamaican.
You're not welcome here.
You're not one of us.
Pretending.
Yes. So here we go. Tiff says Drake don't want that real Jamaican smoke.
Yeah, because it's.
As soon as I told Tiff, I was like, "Yo, I think Drake's got beef with Movado." She's like, "Oh, Drake should like squash that immediately and walk away real fast." Because they're actually crazy. She's like, "No one does. No one wants that real smoke." Like Jamaicans have a whole other world because we've all seen Shutters.
That's true.
Who won't test me? We know what the deal is. R.I.P. Ox for real.
Yes, absolutely.
Tiff is saying, we know how this ends. Exactly, and like now Drake really has to be cautious because these mans are like Rochelle. Rochelle's in the building. She's like LMAO for real. And Tiff is lolling. So like Tiff, the first thing she said to me was like, look how many actual Jamaican dancehall artists are in jail for doing like Vibes Cartel is in there for murking mans. Enough people have been in jail from time. Jamaica is a real motherfucking place. You gotta understand, it's beautiful and it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. Man. Huh? But it's a third world country. There's a lot of poverty there. There's a lot of corruption, and people live hard. You know what I'm saying? And they don't fuck around. Like real people die every fucking day. It's not a joke. And these dancehall artists come from this. So dudes live it. They grew up with it. Like they are not playing around. So. I know Drake is probably very protected. I don't know if that means he can't go to Jamaica again, because I would imagine that
he probably have to squash it before he goes there. Because he's gonna have to move a lot more carefully, but he's gonna have to figure it out if he wants to ever go back there. Because fuck.
Yeah,
it's not his place.
That's it, man. And then these guys can, you're from there. That means that they got connects when you're a big artist. Like that. Yeah. Rochelle's like gully side. I think that's what he always says. I don't know much about Movado, but his voice is fucking sick. Actually, that'd be for Tiff and Rochelle. Do you guys think that, or even Dan, you know more, but could Drake? Do you think Drake is not going to be able to go to Jamaica now? Is it that real?
Movado is probably a very dangerous person, so I probably wouldn't fuck with him myself. Right. But he's got loads of security, Drake, so I don't know.
Right.
Unless he comes on like a hype sort of thing, then I'm pretty sure he'll be alright with security, but then don't go there without security, basically.
Right, like, and a lot of it. And a lot of local security that you're paying highly.
Yeah.
Tiff says facts. I don't know if that means she's agreeing with me there. Oh, Johnny's in the building. Like, ooh, Johnny, do you have any thoughts on Movado versus Drake? Do you think Drake can ever go to Jamaica again now after that diss? And Tiff is saying, hey, speaking of the motherland. Oh, yeah, with Johnny. Johnny might have some opinions, too. So it's super interesting. Drake always does these subliminal shits. Probably, I don't know, maybe something came up. I was like, why now? But maybe the beef was kind of more recently. So it seems like a strange time to sort of come out the blue and Brit. Rochelle is saying, agreed, Movado probably has Boydem on payroll. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, you got to imagine if you're going to a country with some, like, dancehall artists, they're the guys who made it out, right? They're the ones, so they are the ones who are celebrated by everybody. Therefore, they are given everything they need. So if they need people to do shit for them, you know, I read the,
one phone call, 50 cans.
That's it. That's how we say it in Australia.
Oh, God.
One phone call, 50 cans. Don't worry about it.
Take it easy.
That it is. All right, fuck. I could
take it easy, right?
Mate, fucking ease, man. You guys are alright.
Fucking ease, you guys are alright, eh?
50 phone calls, 2 cans.
2 cans.
Oh, that's really, really, really niche. That's super niche. So like,
clip of that.
Right? It's the best. I read this book that Clover, my mother-in-law, lent to me. I think it was called The 7 Killings or something. And it was basically the story of Bob Marley, but fictional. It was fucking wild. And basically the way that she's describing it and the way the people that he had around him and the people that they could just get to do anything, it was wild. So I'm like, that was in the 70s and the 60s. Word. So imagine now when there's a lot more guns and things were back then. I think things are just as wild. John is saying Drake and Movado will collab by 2022.
That. That's probably a good, that's the business move. At the end of the day,
that's what's going to be happening. Drake will squash the beef with money. You know what? He probably will. You're right. He's too sort of smart, and his ego probably couldn't take it if he couldn't go to Jamaica.
He can't do the accent anymore.
Right? He's going to have to watch that. I feel like people don't get the Toronto thing, that it's so steeped in it. So, right. but then Drake kind of takes that extra step further. So I don't know. It depends how people feel about it. And like we were talking last time, he's doing the UK thing, so it could go either way. Johnny is saying Movado doesn't want the industry smoke like Drake doesn't want the Yardman smoke. Interesting. I would like to hear more on that. Tiff is enjoying that one. I wonder what that would mean when it's like industry smoke. Like, what, can Drake block him from stuff? I don't know. But if he's making labels money, and the labels are also
block his moves, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know who he's signed to, but they're often subsidiaries of American, labels from outside of Jamaica. Tiff is saying that Yardman smoke is take your life kind of smoke, and it kind of is. Whereas that industry big smoke is like, yeah, I would never. You go there and you're like, yes, so whatever you need, cool. I won't fuck. Like, don't fuck with Jamaica. Never, no, man. It's a whole other game. It's like, it's wild. It really, really is. So,
some shit. Son.
It's an interesting one. I like that. Good one. Did you have other shit?
Yeah, I had one more. Jaden Smith was talking about following his sister's footsteps in dropping his last name. This is on Hip Hop DX.
Like permanently?
Jaden Smith discussed why he dropped his last name from his stage moniker in an interview with that's all it was. Okay, so the way they write, oh man, they're fucked. Just the way that he just stopped being called Jaden Smith. It's just Jaden now.
Yeah, I saw that he released a single that was all singing like everyone tends to do.
The way they word it is fucked. Hip Hop DX are some motherfuckers. So what is that? A clickbait headline?
They used to be good. They used to do good journalism, and I think they got rid of all the journalists, and now they're just all clickbait bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
pretty much it, actually. Yeah, I had no other screenshots. I'm just looking through my other little notes here.
Keep checking while here with a couple comments. Rochelle's saying, yeah, but if Drake tries to block him, that will only cause more problems. I can imagine that being the case because at the end of the day, guns will probably win over industry shit. Movado does not care about going to jail. Well, does I say it all? And Drake very much cares, I would imagine, about going to jail. That depends how real it is. The good thing about Drake, the problem is, I think it's everyone he beefed with over time, he always squashed it, but it was always industry shit. And even though he beefed with someone like Meek Mill, was a street dude. He had dudes rocking up to the gig in Philly and like trying to shut him down and trying to like fuck with him because Meek Mill, but it didn't go that far. But everyone he sort of like he kept it kind of chill. So he didn't say anything that crazy, but
Yeah.
it seems like Jamaicans would probably take that a little more personal and be like,
Best avoid that one, mate.
yeah, I probably wouldn't
Wouldn't
go
take
too
it easy
hard
on
that. So the main thing we actually want to talk about as a part of the music was something that, like, I was actually going to message you to watch this shit, and you'd already watched. I think we watched it the same night. Both blown away by it. And this is somebody that I have actively expressed my lack of fandom for in this very establishment.
Honestly, been hilarious for such a long time.
Right? And I fuck with
I've
this.
enjoyed it.
Right. Well, at least I'm authentic, right? Fuck, I'm consistent.
Yeah.
And she. So I have whatever. If people are new or you haven't been listening, Beyonce dropped a new visual album called Black is King. It's the deluxe version, I believe, of the Lion King soundtrack that came out last year. So I don't think all the songs are new. Maybe some are.
Some are, yeah.
I remember I listened to the album once last year and I was like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
I didn't watch the new Lion King either, but
I did not, but I recognized the bits when they came in. It's like,
okay. So since 2010, when Kanye did the Runaway visual thing for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, that essentially changed the game. And then Beyonce did it with Lemonade and with the self-titled album, I believe. And then now she's done it again with her. And I just love what she's done with this one. Black is King was like I was high watching it too.
Nice.
I was just blown away. I don't know. Do you start like talk about it, bro? It's fucking insane.
Man, like honestly, starts off with Earl Jones narration, fire. Obviously,
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Me. Dude, his voice is butter, smooth.
So good.
Way to do it.
Did you see? Can I ask a question? Sorry to cut you off. Did you see the new Lion King at all?
No.
Okay, so you have no additional context than I do. Okay, cool. Just want to check.
Yeah, it's like OG shit. So
okay.
Yeah, I just liked how that was open with the narration. He's cool. The Lion King samples and references were great. Like the drone shots, the cinematography, everything was just like every shot was like like everything was super
constantly.
Fire. The composition was amazing. All the like the B-roll, the non like whatever that was just crazy. I really liked the locations they shot. Like what the fuck? I'm gonna have to Google those.
Yeah.
Look crazy. The basket theme the whole way through has like a story to it. Like it was
like a Moses-y kind of story.
Yeah.
Shit.
I've just taken a bunch of brief notes as I was watching it because I ended up watching it twice.
Yeah, same.
Because the first time like was just like a wow visual, and the second time I was listening to more of the audio and just like taking it in again. So yeah, the costumes were fucking insane. I think is it the Find Your Way Back was the first tune. It's kind of like I don't know if it's like a Afrobeat, but it's just something.
The whole album was Afrobeat, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, okay.
Pretty much.
But then that was super vibes. It's a great way to kick it off. The Blue Ivy appearances were great.
Yeah, that was cool. She's grown up a lot, so it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, so there's like, I think that's the most I've seen of her, because I don't really
follow.
I don't see, don't see many photos of her around, so it's like.
So you're not.
So she got so big since I last saw a photo of her. So it's like, oh fuck, you're massive now. You're a full person.
Yeah, she's probably
like a solid mix of both. So it's like, oh shit. And then she sings later. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it was cool.
There was lots of cool themes, like when they had the hyenas and the when the hyena part from the Lion King thing comes in, there's the motorbikes and the
in that garage thing. Yeah, yeah.
And then Jessie Reyes comes out, fucking sick.
Yeah, that was dope. I'm not a big fan of her either. I don't like her voice at all, but she did great on that song, and she looked.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
cool.
Odd Future Goblin kind of weird psycho thing going on.
She
dark and eerie.
Pulled that off very, very well.
And then Beyonce does really good narration too. She should do like some documentaries. I'd listen to that shit. That'd be sweet.
Totally. She's got like a really cool speaking voice.
And then I didn't expect this. I didn't hear this song ever. Then Kendrick comes in. I was like,
damn, all right.
Me. Yeah. Pretty good. Super fire, but pretty damn short for his little feature. But he was in and out. I always enjoy how Beyonce does, like when she does work with the rapper, she's always doing the ad libs in the background. She keeps it like pretty 1000. Yes. I enjoy that.
Yeah, she makes it like a full song versus like just
yeah, and she backs them up. She does the cool like she's acting at the backups or whatever. It's really cool.
Yep.
What else?
I'm just looking through some of the album. So it is the deluxe edition that dropped. So I didn't listen to the album. We just watched it. So
the Cheetah Rolls Royce. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was so good
dude.
stuff. And then Jay
so
coming through
the Timon
too.
and Pumbaa, like the Hakuna Matata part, that was stupid. How they, visually rolled it in with the cheetah Rolls Royce. That's like wow.
Yeah.
Very and cool. Then Jay-Z's and they have like the boy to man sort of like transition from the little kid to Jay-Z in the back of the big boy rolls with his feet up.
Yeah, that was.
And notice his shoes don't have a speck of dirt on them.
For fact, he's in the middle of Africa as well, like somewhere there, like
sweet ass.
Which is even more gangster.
And then he's rapping like a boss, and he's playing like a marble chess set, and he's clocking out when he finishes his verse. That was tasty.
Yes, that was super cool.
He's finished his move. That was cool.
Yeah, very slick. I like his new look too. It's just fresh. It's always crispy with the hair and the bandana still. And
I think this might have been shot a little while ago. I think his hair might even be longer than that.
Yeah,
he looks like it's like his Hendrix like hippie dreads going. I enjoy that.
I think he shot it. I think it was all shot last year.
Late last year.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then it goes into the Jafar intro, and then the Major Lazer song, which is my absolute favorite. I got out of my seat. Like, I had a little.
Which song is that? Oh, Already. That's my jam.
Already.
Yes.
That's the biggest
Yes.
Already is the best song.
Yes, and apparently Dan was telling me that dude Shatta Wale is the biggest. He's the Burna Boy of Ghana. No, Ghana, and Burna Boy's from Nigeria. So this dude is the biggest dude in Ghana.
Literally the biggest artist in Ghana.
Yeah, because a lot of the African artists.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, same. Neither did I. A lot of the Afrobeat cats have made a lot of noise in the UK, so we weren't familiar with it. So Dan, we all watched it together. So Dan was like, "Oh, that's this guy." That's like, "Ah, sick." Yo, I don't fuck with Afrobeat for the most part, except for Burna Boy. I love Burna Boy, and he kind of got me into it. And this whole album, I was jamming the whole time. It was so fucking sick. I was so impressed, man. Exactly. Yeah. Everything you said, you summed it up beautifully. That shit was perfect. Sorry, Rochelle just said something. Yeah. She said, "How do you guys feel about No Name coming for Bey?" Oh, I didn't know about that. Can you please?
I didn't know about that. No.
Okay, one thing I did say, I didn't want to go too negative about this because I love this whole project so much. It's just so fucking inspiring to me that she's continually doing these insane visual albums. Like her last shit inspired mine and now videographer Richard. Shouts to Richie Basarach. He came up with this crazy treatment for 5 singles from my album that's one long thing. We're waiting for funding for that to come through. Hopefully that works out. But the idea that came from this, it's just so well executed. I mean, I'm sure this thing cost her like $100 million. Like all of those costumes, all of those locations, all of those props, like it was just insane. I did see people say that, and I mean it in a good way. They were like, "Oh, it's like Beyonce's hired every single working African creative." There's some people that I followed that said they were like producers or they were working on it and stuff. So it seemed authentic to me.
The credits went forever, right? Did you see that shit?
Yeah, it just kept going. It's so
fucking
crazy.
Hell.
Dan found the No Name. What does it say? It says, "I wish Angela got the love Beyonce get."
Yeah, referring to Angela Davis.
Oh,
political activist. I don't know who she is.
Okay, well I know who Angela Davis is, and it's not like Angela Davis has been around for forever. She's a triple OG. I'm not sure if she was like Black Panther, but she's definitely a very strong black political activist. She's super dope. And
apparently No Name got a lot of backlash for it.
Yeah, because it's irrelevant.
It's just unnecessary.
It's just,
you just don't need to say
Beyonce's a fucking singer making music, and Angela Davis is an activist her time was in the 70s. She's still around, but like that is really dumb. That's just like a call for attention. She tweeted something about essentially capitalizing on African culture, so that might have been something else too. Yeah, right. That's the other thing I saw, and that's what I thought, because I was like, how are people going to take an American artist, even though she is a black American artist, obviously with roots in Africa, doing exclusively Afro beats for this album, but she got some of the biggest African artists on the project, and then hired I imagine her crew would have been local, the producers, the directors, the cinematographers, the photographers, the costume designers, the makeup artists, the hairstylists, like all of that shit, I would imagine they would be local because it matters to her. She's gone pretty. So I'm kind of writing for her right now. But Tiff is saying if she went to Africa and brought all Americans and didn't pay any Africans or give her the platform, that would be a problem. I agree, and I don't think that's what happened. I really don't think that from what I understand, because I follow a bunch of writers, and one of the writer chick who's from the States, named Ivy. She said that she's the one who said the quote that like. It's like she hired everyone, and I follow a couple of people that was talking about that they got this opportunity, and they were American of African descent, or locally in Africa, in different countries. So Tiff saying the whole point is you go there, show how beautiful it is, and pump money into the economy. She just upped tourism by 6,000% post-COVID. I agree. I'm like, yo, I want to go to every one of those motherfucking places. Like,
incredible,
insane. The whole way.
How many people will get married on that beach at the start?
Bro, with
like,
the cliffs,
like a whole thing.
Yeah, man. It was just,
just one location.
Yeah, and there was just one, and there were so many beautiful places. Now Rochelle is saying we will see. Well, we'll see. No Name has been trying to come. We see No Name has just been trying to come for everyone. Yes.
Did you have some issues with J. Cole?
Yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was weird. Look,
and they had Jesus and Mary, shouts to them, the funniest concert going right now. They had No Name on, and I just don't like her vibe. But I see what J. Cole even talked about. I just don't like her really, to be honest. She's taken the 50 Cent strategy to fame. I guess so. Like, I don't know. She just sort of. She's definitely had a chip on her shoulder, and she's just kind of taken it out on everybody. For all different reasons. She was the one who said she doesn't want to perform for audiences that are not just strictly black, so she stopped performing. Like, I don't know, I guess she was trying to control who listens to her music and comes to her shows, and I guess that's her prerogative as an artist. I totally get it. It's just, it seems like a dick move to me, typically. Like, it is what it is, and so, like, I don't know, like, if your fan base is, maybe Poland fucks with you heavy, which can happen. So then what? You'd be like, I'm not going to Poland and performing for white people. Like, I don't know. Like, it just seems so redundant to me. And it's like, honestly, fam, the fact that she is where she is in music is a 0.001%. Like, she is lucky. And I feel like if you get to that point, it's from hard work and because people fuck with your shit. But at the same token, there's a lot of element in luck with any type of success. And I'm not into not being grateful for that. And if it's a bunch of, look, I get it, because she's a black woman making music that she wants to resonate with other black people, and I completely understand that. But if the fact is that the whites are fucking with your music, then I don't know, do you want a career or not? Like, if that's who's fucking with it, that's what it is. You can't have both ways. I just think that's really, like, arrogant and fucking stupid. Like, if whoever fucks with that shit, I'm with you. I don't care what you look like. I don't care
100%,
how you identify, where you're
Fans
born.
Are fan, dude. Let's go.
Thank you. Exactly. It doesn't matter. You fuck with me, bro. I fuck with you. Let's go. Like,
let's go.
So I don't know. I don't like that at all. But
I dig it, bro.
So she can. But Beyonce album of the week. Visual album of the week.
Regarding Beyonce.
Yes. Talk to me.
In regards to the actual production, she
Yes.
got people from Ghanaian backgrounds, Nigerian backgrounds. So there's a lot of Dutch Ghanaians, Nigerian, British, South African.
Okay.
So all of these people were directing different parts of the actual film itself. So literally all African
everyone
descent.
Of the diaspora, but actually from and living and working in Africa.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that's what you want from a variety of countries.
Yeah.
Yes, because I saw it was shot in Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and one or two other places.
Nigeria, Ghana, Johannesburg, New York, Los Angeles, the Grand Canyon, London, and Belgium.
Cool. So that's dope, right? So they're everywhere, and I imagine that they probably would have taken the African stuff with them.
Oh yeah,
on those other locations. So look, man, I don't know. You can't say shit about this. Johnny is saying problem with No Name is she is a Pan-African socialist in a Black American capitalist world. I love it when John breaks down the political shit for us. You're the best, Johnny. I love you. So then, so if you're a Pan-African socialist, what can you do? I guess. She's nothing much she can do if she wants to operate in that world. Like, it doesn't work that way. So I don't know. She's gonna have to keep yelling on the internet. She'll have people fuck with her. But he said she's got the Wakanda Forever team. I guess she does. But hey, if she's complaining that they ain't turning up to the shows, then I guess that Wakanda Forever team ain't that heavy for her. So I don't know. I like that. I just like that whole. That's a good episode name, but we're probably gonna call it that. Just like damn. All right, so Beyonce, we could literally go on it for ages, but if you haven't watched it, it's on Disney Plus. So that's the one thing. It's not. It's like well done. It's on Disney Plus. So shouts to the homie for the login for that one. But if you don't have I'm trying to say, stay home and rap. Exactly. Stay the fuck home and rap if that's what you want, and then you can have all the people you want on the damn internet. Or you're gonna police the people who watch you on the internet too, motherfucking shit. If you don't have a Disney Plus, like, I guess I'm sure there's probably like downloads and leaks and stuff, so I'm not sure where else. Or honestly, like, it's that dope. pay for it for 1 month and then cancel it immediately, it's probably like $5 to $10 or
And
something.
just like screen recorded or something like that, and you can watch it again. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm more for
We
piracy.
should get 3 months of Disney Plus.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
okay.
Like a trial
offer-
month?
yeah,
Is it a trial
I
month?
think they do
Okay,
a trial
we'll
month.
do the trial. If there's a Disney Plus trial, do that shit and check it out. It's totally worth it. I bet eventually there's probably an exclusivity period, and then she might put it on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah,
But
she eventually will.
it's it's totally brilliant. So album of the week for me. Would you agree with that?
100%, dude. Shit.
Yeah. Who would've
I
thought?
told you I watched it the first night. I watched it on Friday and I watched it on Saturday. Fucking
Amazing. We did a Saturday.
No, Saturday
and Sunday. So did we.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think it was the same thing. I saw you. We watched it Saturday night, and I wanted to text you during it, but I was just locked in. And then the next day, I was like, I'm gonna text Brad to do it, and I saw your
Wonder if
stories.
you just can't watch
You,
it.
yeah.
No,
I was gonna be like, hey man, can you please try and watch? I knew you had Disney Plus access, so I was like, yo, can you try and watch this for the podcast? And then you already posted about it, so I was like, boom, it's gonna be a good one.
I was just like, I didn't expect it to be like. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was an hour and a half because, like, I'm not sitting through 2 hours, bro. Sorry, like, I'm fully not. Like, I just was like, fuck yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it twice. Like, an hour and a half is digestible. It was like the first time I had it over dinner, second time I smoked out. It was cool, man.
Good.
So I was like, I'll probably watch it another time next week, maybe.
I'm even thinking about it too again. It was just
Because like an hour and a
never
half
would.
is how all movies should be. Fuck that shit. I don't. Because like
Yeah.
got shit to do, dude. Come on.
That's it. 2 hours. I can have 2 hour movie take me fucking 3
Too
days
long,
to watch.
man.
I keep
Too
stopping
long.
doing something
3
else.
days.
Fuck man. Jesus. It's too much, bro.
Little spurts. Fuck that. Yeah.
Right?
No. You just watch a series then.
Exactly.
Anyway, that was
Anyways.
lovely. Big fan.
Huge.
Okay.
New music.
Go from the top of the list.
All right.
And send it.
New music aside from Beyonce. Russ dropped another single. It's probably like the 4th week in a row. This one was called Still. I like this one. This was cool.
It was cool. Same shit, different smell. He's just
Yeah.
throwing shit at the wall.
All of
sticks.
Russ's
Cool.
shit is same shit, different
Same.
smell. I just fuck with
Like, I thought it was cool. Just like I was like, oh, I've heard this before.
it.
I like it.
I don't know. I kind of liked it because he had a sing-songy hook and then rapped. I like the difference. If he does all singing or all rapping, it starts to get a little boring. But I like it when he splits it up.
Switch up. Yeah, that's good.
So-
So it's like there's a feature, but there's not.
Exactly. It's like Drake featuring Drake, and he talks about that shit.
Wow.
So that was cool. If you're a Russ fan, you'll love it. If you're not, you'll hate it. So usual shit. This was an interesting one. Sam Smith dropped a new single called My Oasis featuring Burna Boy. Now, I would not play...
That's the pop man's, right?
Yeah.
Sam Smith is like super pop English dude.
He was, yeah, exactly. He was the Elton John, the
Oh,
new
protege.
day type of thing. No, but like
Huh.
a young gay dude who was
always like
super...
Elton.
And now he's gone trans or something. He's definitely gone into the
Oh, Jesus.
gender
Okay, cool.
switch-up world. But so he had a fire first album that blew him up. The second album was pretty weak sauce from what I understand. And then he kind of disappeared, and that's when he did the gender stuff and kind of went a little
Oh,
wild.
word.
And then he come back with this joint. So I typically would not press play on a Sam Smith song, but it had Burna Boy, so I was like, "That's cool." It actually worked. I was like, "How is this going to fit?" Because the
That's a good
voices
point, yeah.
couldn't be more different.
That's interesting. I really don't know much about Sam Smith other than Leanne Louise posting about him and doing his covers, which turned out good because she's a fantastic singer. Shout out to Leanne Louise from UK. Boom, boom. But yeah, and Burna Boy, as we've talked about before, I'm a big fan, and it seemed like it was a cohesive track, so I actually listened to the whole thing.
Nice. Do you like it?
It was cool. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of fire.
Yeah, it was cool. It kind of worked. It was kind of a little poppy,
Yeah.
a little slow, but it
Mhm.
was like it worked, and it was nice. It's cool to see
it's
that.
well mixed, well mastered. Had an enjoyable listen.
Yep.
Can't front.
It was
good.
nice to see. I guess Burna Boy put on a real, obviously pop
Yeah,
single and
that's his poppy
kill it.
side.
And he did great. So much more power, more success to you. Man.
I wonder how much writing like Sam Smith like imposed, or how that sort of portion worked. Because like Burna Boy usually does his own shit, from what I've read.
That's my understanding too, and I imagine that because of he keeps it like I guess it's not patois he's speaking, but he's kind of his own sort of like
He's referencing
Nigerian version of a patois type of thing because it's English, it's not another language, but there's like lots of slang that it'd be hard for someone else to write for him unless you're from the same culture or background type of thing. It'd be really hard to like some British white dude to be like, "Hey, Burna Boy, sing this." Like it'd be
That's very true.
kind of strange. But this shit was dope. Speaking of Brits dominating once again, Jorja Smith is back. Another single called "By Any Means." It was from a compilation. This is sort of a social justice focused compilation, and it was kind of on that vibe. Jorja is phenomenal. I love everything that she does. This was fire. Did you check that one?
I did, yeah, nice and chill.
Yeah.
Super smooth as usual. I skimmed through most of them.
That's fine.
But yeah,
because it's
this
mostly
is like-
singles this week.
Yeah, so this is beautiful, smooth,
Yeah.
chill. Loved it.
Did you
No
see
complaint.
what it was from? Did it say what the compilation was?
No, but
No,
I can
'cause
see it's all the proceeds will.
The proceeds are going to something.
Yeah, they're going to support
Okay, good.
victims of police brutality, hate crimes, and other violations of civil rights.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
That's
that.
good.
That's good. So I like shit like that. At least anyone streaming it or buying it goes to a good cause. It's
Good
beautiful.
cause, yeah.
Check that for sure. So Skip Marley, Bob's grandson, he's been knocking stuff out lately.
Around the clock.
He's
around
out
the way.
here. Shouts to Brian Spooney, his publicist. He's the man. Skip dropped a new single called "Make Me Feel" with Ari Lennox.
So good.
Yeah, I really like this one too. Cause
Probably my favorite out of the whole list. Oh no, second. Tie for first.
Time for first.
Maybe.
Yeah, I got that one was super fun. I got another one down the track. I listened to like 6 times. I'd never do that.
Fully.
But this was super dope. The very first single I ever heard from Skip Marley was a song with Damien, and I didn't like it at all because it was mad poppy. Damien's verse was whack. I don't want to say that because I love Damien Marley. He is the goat of new school reggae.
I literally
to me.
just listened to that about fucking 45 minutes before the podcast with my homie here. Like that song came on after I was listening to this, skimming through the singles. That came on as a recommended thing on YouTube, and I just heard that.
Do you agree with
feature.
my take on that, or do you have any?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's a good tune, but it seems a little different. Yeah.
It's off-brand for Damien. I didn't know. This is the
Yeah.
first time I even heard of Skip at all. And Damien was wearing like a fitted in it, and it just everything about it was off. It looked like he had a stylist who was trying to make him look like something that he's not. He's got dreads down to the fucking.
He
down
used
to
to
his
wear
calves.
he used
Like,
to wear fitteds back in the day in the jam rock, walking the
That's
jam
true.
rock days.
It
He
didn't
doesn't wear
suit
fitteds anymore. He wears all authentic shit.
right, and it didn't suit his. Great fucking point. So I forgot about that. It just didn't suit. I saw the video. It was always a nice video.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, he's wearing this hat with this outfit that didn't look like the type of stuff he would typically wear and the things I've seen him in. And it was just like this poppy joint. So I was like, look at this Skip dude, man. This shit is whack. And then everything else I've heard from him has been fantastic except that one song.
Didn't he do a song with her?
Yep, that was great. That was one of his last
Fire.
singles. He did a bunch of remixes for that too. He's been
Yeah.
dropping singles pretty good, but this is great. Ari suits perfectly. She's got a wicked voice
She's
for this.
incredible.
New school Erykah Badu. Hopefully for her next project, people write for her because lyrically her last shit was corny as fuck. But her voice is phenomenal and her look is phenomenal. So she's got crazy potential to keep things moving. She goes a little bit wild on social, though she needs someone to take her Twitter off her phone. But that was a great fucking joint. Action Bronson dropped another song called Latin Grammys with his single that looked like it was done by like his kid or something. The cover art, sorry. Looked like it was done like by a kid's drawing.
Oh yeah.
It was cool. Straight up and down Action Bronson. Just rappity rap. And
Yeah, rapidy raps.
if you like Action Bronson, you'll like it. I don't know who produced it, but actually, can you see
It's
it?
pretty funny.
Yeah, let me have a look.
It might say usually. Oh, there's a video? Of course. Man, I never watched the video for these damn
Video,
singles.
yeah.
I was
They just superimpose his face on 80s fucking powerlifting fuckers. It's hilarious.
I'm seeing a couple
he's
screenshots
also
now.
getting like he's also getting buff himself, but he's got hilarious footage of 80s. The outdoor games when cunts like lift logs and shit.
Yeah.
Lift, like really heavy stones and put them on top of barrels, and they arm wrestle each other and like
Strongman
the Highland
contests, right?
the Highland games, but way more USA hick shit.
Okay.
Produced
Like
by
that,
someone called
and then
Tommy
they put his
Max.
face on a bunch
Tommy
of
Max.
like
Max.
wrestlers. It's actually ridiculous.
I love that. That's amazing. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can see a couple of Dan's scrolling and looking, and you can see a couple screenshots from it. It looks,
Like the funky, fun bassline part of the beat like matches the visuals in a weird, stupid, like America's funniest home videos, wacky, zany way. You know what I mean?
oh, they've done it good. I thought it was going to be
It's
extra
ridiculous.
bad. They've actually done it really well. Oh,
No,
that's-
it's funny
he's-
and stupid.
and he's cut his beard. Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't look as fake. I thought it was going to be faker. Like they actually made it look pretty.
This is really old footage too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, this is all that old school strongman where
They're
gotta
rolling cars. That's the funniest part.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have to roll cars and shit.
That's great. Yeah. Wow, that's actually really well done. I thought it was just him wearing a green screen type of thing and put his head over someone else. It's produced by a dude called Tommy Max. I haven't heard of him. I thought it might be an alchemist or something, because I know he works with him a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. They got to run through water and throw a log. Fucking hell, these guys are doing some shit, bro.
Beast shit. Is that how you work out, bro? If you're not doing that, you're not working out.
Yeah.
Enough. Is that what they're trying to say to us?
Yeah, we're soft, bro. We are soft.
If you ain't pulling a fire truck 50 yards, fuck off, dude.
Yeah, minimum. This
Stick
is
to
actually
sitting
hilarious.
on the couch.
Yeah, seriously.
They pick up Volkswagens and walk them down the street.
Yeah, they're pulling the fire truck. Oh, wow.
Mm-mm.
Oh fuck! No, it's good fun. That's a good video.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely worth checking out. I would actually watch it again with that.
What?
I love it. Bronson's he's a goose. I love
It's
it.
a wild man. It's a wild man.
Off his nut. Next up was the next. Well, I guess it was the only other album of the week, really. Was Brandy came back with a new album called B7. I listened to it 2 or 3 times already because I was a huge Brandy fan from '94. My first CD single I ever bought was "I Want to Be Down."
Yeah.
Huge, and I love she brought the old logo back for this shit too. That's like huge nostalgia value. The album is fantastic. It's not completely fire, but it's just the way that she sings and the way they lay her vocals, like her voice is.
I can't wait to hear it. I actually missed this one. This is the one that I actually missed.
That's okay. It's a lot. It's like it's pretty big. It's probably like somewhere between 15 and 20 songs.
So it's a whole thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's a full, not just
Fantastic.
a small thing. Full album. Very impressed overall. Production is dope. Yeah, I love her vocal production mostly. Like, it seems like there's like a touch of auto tune on there, but it's just it's so layered and her voice is so rich. It's beautiful. I saw a lot of praise on the timeline for this one, so.
It sounds great.
Yeah, big fan, man. And apparently there's a third album that she had used that old logo, which I think is good timing because they just put Moesha back on Netflix now in the States. I think on the American Netflix.
Reruns. Cool.
Yeah, they put like all the old Black shows, Girlfriends, I think Sister to Sister, stuff like that they put on there. So it's good timing for her to have this new album. Her old show getting that sync money, bring back the old logo to make people remember how it was. And like, I'm a big fan. I really, really enjoyed that. So if you ever fucked with Brandy, definitely worth checking out. What else we got? I put this one. This is kind of like a joke. Schlomo. Schlomo's a producer. He did an album with Jeremiah a couple years back, which was fire. But he had just a single called Looking at Plants. I thought it was just relevant because we're all into plants right now, particularly for Tiff and you. But we just fuck with plants. And it was just instrumental. There's nothing to do with plants at all. It's probably just came up with a random name. I kind of put that for lols. But Schlomo was super dope.
Schlomo sounds like schlong, and that's funny in itself, so I'm going to check it out. So just
shouts to slongs. Shouts to slongs.
Yeah, put some sound effects on that one.
Right? Oh, what have we got? I was exactly thinking of boing. I got a glockenspiel. We got a party noise. Got a triangle.
Do your darndest.
Goodness
me.
All right, so another single here that was actually really, really dope. So I didn't really understand this, but Tiff knew. There's this young gentleman named Keedron Bryant. And apparently he went viral with this song.
On Instagram.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, fuck yeah. I saw it. It was
okay,
sick.
I didn't see it. You did? Okay.
My stories. I reposted it. It was amazing.
Right. So did he sing it a cappella or something? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Right. And then it was so lit that they picked him up and he did a remix with Andra Day, Lucky Daye, and IDK. Which is very
stupid good.
Lucky Daye just killed it. Killed it. IDK's verse was weird, but Lucky Daye was insane. It was really cool, man. I would have
such great, I don't know, it was epic as fuck. I was not expecting that to go so massive and so epic. I was like pumped.
So you knew? Okay, I wish I had seen that. I don't know why I missed that. I must have just not.
It was just floating about. I just happened to see it. I was like, fuck, that's pretty bold. Like, it's pretty fucking crazy.
The remix did it. I wonder if like proceeds go to like some. Maybe they probably go to him, to Keedron. Rather than like a charity or something like that, just because it's a social justice focused song. But it's sort of like it's good because there's a couple powerful songs this week, in this vein, which I quite like. So that one is definitely cool. Just go stream it, run up the numbers, give whatever. If the money goes to him, get him some money, man. He's a talented young man with a bright future ahead, which is dope.
Yep.
What else we got? This was my single of the week. Tash Sultana from Australia.
Oh, yeah, from Melbourne, Australia.
From Melbourne. Is she from Melbourne or is she from like somewhere else? I got a feeling she's like a Byron Bay hippie, but maybe it is Melbourne because there's also the Fitzroy hippies.
No, we'll just put it on the map as Melbourne for the moment. I really don't know. Should Googs that. Should Googs.
Dan's already on it. Here's the phone.
It's saying Australia. Oh, Melbourne. Yeah.
Melbourne. Oh, look at that, brothers. You know what's good.
All right. Well, she does have a song named Notion, and everyone's like, "Oh, did she do that song for you?" I'm like, "I fucking wish."
Could you sample?
Maybe I'd have to ask her.
Probably
Like,
no
oh,
point.
how you going, mate? Hey, fucking, what are you
So-
reckon? She'd be like, oh, yeah, no, yeah, but
No,
sweet.
yeah, no, you could just fuck.
That's how the conversation hopefully would go.
Hopefully, yeah, no, just let them know, mate, you'd be right, or just put
Yeah,
it
no,
out.
boy, just fucking give me a sample, eh? It'd be
Yeah,
sweet.
chuck us a pack of Weedy Blues, mate, you'd be right. Or
Yeah,
maybe a
take a
6.
fucking 6-pack of Voodoo Booze,
Yeah,
eh?
fuck, don't worry about it, eh?
Yeah, I know Rochelle loves Tash. I'm sure she's going to comment. Oh, there you go. Look, she's so
fire.
fired. Look,
So
straight away.
the single, now I don't know if it dropped this week or last week because I was looking at my release radar and I went kind of far down, so I couldn't tell for sure. But there's a song called Through the Valley. Fuck me. I listened to this like 6 times, and that doesn't happen to me very often. I hate listening to things over and over. I've got a real problem with that. And
Oh, you're such a dick, mate. Nah, sometimes you need to do it.
yeah, sometimes you need to do it. Yo, this was just insane. She's really good. So Tasha's like, I've checked about a bunch of her stuff over the years, and she's really big with the loop pedal.
That's fire too.
She's crazy. So that one is the joy. I just couldn't believe how dope it was. Is there any info about it? Not really. Did they say when it dropped?
It came out 19th June.
19th of June? No, why is it still on my goddamn release radar in motherfucking August, fam?
Maybe because it was released as a part of a video game, which came out literally in June. So.
The video game came out in June, but maybe it wasn't a single until then.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, that would make sense. Okay, so either way, please check it out. She's dope. Listen to her. She's insane.
Iron to beef.
This other one, it was kind of like a bonus. Is this somebody I discovered, yeah?
Yeah, it's literally the same day the video game came out.
Same day?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe something happened with the single then, just because I don't know why it popped up.
I've seen that loads where you would hear it on a video game, but then you wouldn't actually be able to find it on Spotify, Apple Music.
Immediately.
So
That makes sense.
happens.
Okay, good. And there's this other singer, I didn't actually even really remember writing this down, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Gaidaa. Gaidaa?
Gaidaa, yeah, that's what it looks like.
And there was an album called Overture that, because lately I've been just like randomly discovering bands. And here we go. Oh yeah, it's like a singer. Yeah, I remember this now. Yo, her shit was fire. There's some really, really good stuff. I think I played it maybe in the release radar. I was just letting it play, and one song came on. I'm like, who is this? And this album is fantastic. It's got Jero Vandal, who you might know from Soulection. Saba from Chicago. He's super
Saba's
dope.
dope as shit.
Yeah. So she's got that. This is really good, yo. This was a fire album. I forgot about this. Really, really impressed with that one as well. Super like alt R&B, Soulection-y, a little bit of future beats kind of vibes. Sick voice. Yeah, very impressed. Very impressed.
Love
as well. She's got a few joints that have already got like 6 million, 2 million plays and stuff. So from previous projects, maybe that was a single. So looks like she's just had singles. So she busted out a few singles before this. This must have been her debut, but very impressed, man. There's a lot of good fucking music right now, man. We're kind of being spoiled during quarantine and everything. People are coming strong with their new fire. That was all I had for music this week.
New ones, enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I'm not sure. Is there anything you're looking forward to dropping? Well, I just want to hear Kanye mostly that I can think of.
I guess so. I haven't really been.
Are you following?
Too busy making music and mixing it for other people than to be listening to it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that's my only issue. Like, I had to skim through these today to catch up. Like, I don't have time to listen to music because I'm always making it.
No, because
which is a beautiful thing. I
That's
just
true.
can't general listen as often as you do or whatever the fuck, because I need to use my ears for my work.
That's fair. I need to
Which
use
is
my
the best
eyes
part.
more than you do. I'm cool with the ears, but I can't listen to rap when I'm working.
Yeah, right.
'Cause
Because the words fuck you up.
It's too much. So if I have to be doing something
Yeah, I
more
feel you on
chill,
that.
and then I can
Maybe.
listen to all the R&B and put the other stuff on while I'm vibing. I usually only get to it once, but this week was the shortest amount of music we've had for a while, so I got to listen to it more than usual, and I actually kind of prefer this.
That's
it
good.
was-
Yeah, I need
you know what
to
I'm
slow
saying?
down too. The intake is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not
I don't
out.
consume that much music. I would have found these songs probably in a couple of months. Some of them I find right away. For example, I follow Ari Lennox heavy, so I would have found out about that if you didn't tell me. Maybe next week, for example.
Right.
Half of them I probably would have stumbled across them. So like, I just don't like sort after it because I'm doing other shit. But it's making me listen to it a little sooner.
Yeah, so I appreciate the podcast for that, to be honest, because I'm kind of the same as you. I would always check for it, but I wouldn't be like this dedicated to making sure I check everything. Because like every Thursday night at midnight, I check my release radar and I note it down. Like everything I put in our note immediately, and I'll go through it a bit more the next day and see if I can find some more. Because usually at midnight, for some reason, Spotify doesn't update immediately, like straight away. But now I'm just like, yeah, it's keeping me on top of it. And for some reason, this was just happened to be a quiet week, but with larger projects like the Beyoncé stuff.
That's what's up.
They came through. So the Kanye one should be. I saw that Lil Baby went out to Wyoming to work with him. Someone else fire. Fuck, who was it? Someone really good, and he posted it. God damn it, I'm having a blank now. But there's more people going out there, which because he just didn't even say shit. The album didn't drop when he said it was, and now it's just quiet. Just different people saying that they're going out to Wyoming to work. Actually, if you check his Twitter, he'll just post the thing.
Did you see when Dave Chappelle and all that visited Kanye?
Yep.
I had that little. It's like, oh, so what'd you say something funny, Dave? It's like, hey, you rap. What's your fucking rap now, bro? Like
that's what I was explaining to Dan. It's the same thing. Like, I rap, go freestyle now, go rap now, go.
Yeah, it's like be hilarious. You fucking like go.
I like it that of all people,
bruh.
if you can't tell Dave Chappelle to be hilarious and he tells you to kind of fuck off, I'm like, you can't tell anybody to just do whatever they do for a living on the spot. Oh, you're a surgeon. Do heart surgery right now. Go. He's
Honestly, what a fucking good example.
It's just so
That's
stupid.
That's a good
like,
one. That's ridiculous.
You just
like, yo,
because it's so ridiculous.
Fucking let's go.
Yeah, you're a dentist. Pull my teeth out. Like, fuck off, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I've got a bit of a loose fucking molar there, Doc. You want to fucking
want to sort that out?
Far out? Yeah, fuck that.
Right?
That's just so good, dude.
Yeah, because we have a chip on our shoulder about it because back in the day, when we were out and about, we used to go to a lot of, we used to rock the open mic nights back in the day when we were like putting in work and paying our motherfucking dues, like OG bosses, and fucking up and playing for 10 people in the crowd and like whatever, sharpening the sword.
Two in the front, two in the back, two in the
back. And it was, we were just around rappers all the time, so people would always be at a gathering, people, and it would be always a non-rapper. No rapper would ever tell you to rap, but you'd be there, somebody like, yo, rap for freestyle right now. They didn't do it to me as much as they did it to you. I feel like, because I got no tolerance for that shit. I
was like, yeah, nah.
I'm like, yeah, nah. What you gonna do?
Sometimes I just be like, all right, can I fucking chuck a 16 in their face, and then you're like, tah.
Yeah, just like dips and spit it.
Peace, fade to black, like
yeah. Like, yeah.
drop a quick 16 at 99 BPMs and just fuck off.
It's over.
It's like 30
Double
seconds,
time.
Not even 45.
Not even. I'll get that shit done 27 seconds. Is there any updates on
people are speculating at Paul McCartney
on
Lil
Kanye?
Wayne, Lil Baby.
Okay.
That's as much as I can see.
I saw someone else and they were talking about who was there. In my head I'm thinking Frank Ocean, but I don't think it was. Oh, speaking of Frank Ocean, condolences to him. His younger brother died in a car accident. And shit. He was like significantly younger, like 15 years younger or something. Okay. They seemed super close as well, so that must be horrendous for him, man. So like much love and positive energy, bro. Like I couldn't imagine that it'd be fucking wild. Particularly for a dude who's kind of reclusive, he's not really out here like that, you know. Yeah, that was kind of what we had for this week, fam.
Fucking hell, mate. Way to end it. There you go.
Right. I'm ready to go. That was a good one. Nothing else to add to the Kanye stuff?
Yeah, I can't really see much.
Keep an eye out for that for anybody who gives a fuck. My friend Cam, shouts to Cam, he is a part of these like Kanye leak. I don't even know if it's Reddit or Discord or some shit. And he sent me apparently it took these people 10 years to crack the password for the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy original version that he sent Hype Williams. So I have that and I've been listening to that. It's completely different.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
wow.
It's like different versions of the songs. They're all like kind of finished. Like they're not. He gets all these other ones of all like the Kanye albums that he said were supposed to come out, like Yandi and all that shit, and they're all a lot of mumble references where he's just doing flows, like just doing. It's actually kind of cool to see the way he works, and it's pretty interesting to see My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is one of the most perfect albums of all time, in this early stages with other songs that were cut from it.
I would love to hear that. Okay,
I'll send it over. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that as well. So it's interesting. So shouts to Kanye. So that was it. Episode 13.
13.
You know what I'm saying? That's all right. You can say 13. Just before we sign off, just once again, shouts to the merch. We don't make much money off this. Like literally, like I said, single figures. But this is the first drop.
Get it on ya.
Get it on ya. The link is in the description. Always, support local rappers, local hustlers, local entrepreneurs. We're about to do some drops. I think we'll talk about that. We'll work on some stuff because I want people to be dripping, right?
Dripping.
No, I want people to be
slime,
dripping.
Okay?
Slime.
Don't even. Sorry,
No, thank you. I'm so
Okay,
glad you did
my
that.
fault.
Fuck you, dickhead. Where can everyone follow you online, bro?
Everyone can check me out at Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. At Illnote Studios on Instagram, Facebook, and illnotestudios.com. Holla at your boy for mixing, mastering, production, and to say hey, gown.
Beautiful. Dan, where can everyone find you?
Dan Johnson. Sorry, I recently changed it. Instagram, Twitter, basically same everywhere.
Shouts to Arsenal.
Shouts to Arsenal winning the FA Cup.
You know what I'm
That's all that
saying?
matters, really.
You know what I mean? Just before I tell you where to find me, what do we have to do, Nosh? Thumbnail.
Thumbnail, eh?
All right, I'm going to stand up a little bit.
Thumbs
Get
up,
this.
eh?
All right,
Wait,
ready?
wait, can't see shit. Hang on, mate. Yeah, fuck it.
Ready? Did that work?
Does that work?
It did perfectly. So you guys can check me out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at CEEFOR, CTMF on the website and on Facebook. Check us out everywhere at The Movement Fam, except on YouTube, which is The. We are here every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The audio usually goes up on the Tuesday if we get our shit together. Make sure you follow the podcast, man. Please, if you fuck with this, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Tiff, Rochelle, Johnny. Really appreciate y'all. I love it when you comment and stuff. It makes it super interesting for us. But if y'all fuck with the podcast, like specifically Spotify, follow us there. Apple Podcasts as well. Subscribe, rate, and review. That really, really helps. We hit the charts again today. I forwarded you the email. We hit top 200 in Canada for music commentary, which is pretty decent for a new podcast because I don't think we were doing that with BOS this early on. So it was like it's like 150 something like that, which isn't too bad. Did you see that?
Out here.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that. No, that's so good.
Yeah, not too bad. So
Fucking congrats, yo.
No, congrats to you. Thank you guys for continuing to tune in. We'll be back next week. I'm gonna play y'all out. I'm not gonna do the videos at the end anymore anyway. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that shit.
I would get a copyright strike from our own distributor for it. So
God dang.
So guys, thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
y'all.
guys.
We're gonna see y'all next week.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Fuck it. Australia. Two blokes.
Blokes. Australia. Blokes.
Maple Leaf. Yeah.
Canada. Australia.
Canada. Two blokes.